I really like Jake a lot, but once he's in that ring, he has to fight like his life is dependent on it, because it will be.
When in your career are you going to actually fight a contender in your weight class and not do gimmick fights?
I mean, the skill level alone, now of course, there is a size difference, a height difference and all that, but he's just gonna struggle so much landing a shot. It's just gonna look bad.
In a surprising twist, boxing icon Mike Tyson stunned everyone with an unexpected appearance at the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis press conference. His presence electrified the room as he delivered a powerful warning to Jake Paul, urging him to fight as if everything's on the line. Tyson made it clear that stepping into the ring with a relentless competitor like Davis isn't something to take lightly. It's a battle where hesitation could cost everything.
I saw Jake Paul's fat body videos, and if you think he's taking his training seriously for you.
Listen, I think he's taking it very, very seriously because his health depends on it. And he's nobody I'm not looking past him. I'm taking him lightly at all.
The Jake Paul versus Gervonta Tank Davis showdown has evolved into something far beyond a regular fight. It's now officially labeled an exhibition match. This decision stems from serious concerns about the major weight and size gap separating the two fighters. Reports indicate that the Florida Athletic Commission refused to approve it as a professional bout due to that imbalance. According to the finalized rules, the clash will feature 10 rounds, each lasting 3 minutes, with both fighters wearing 12-ounce gloves. And yes, knockouts will still count. What's turning heads even more is the judging system. 2 human judges and, for the first time ever, an AI-powered judge, aimed at bringing a new level of fairness and objectivity to the scoring.
The Jake Paul versus Tank fight is getting really weird. Gervonta looks scared for his life because the rules are out. They're crazy. Oh, so everyone thought that the fight was at 190. Instead it's at 195, and this weight difference is scaring the life out of little Tank.
Over 10 3-minute rounds.
The next dispute comes with the gloves. Little Tank is used to fighting in 8-ounce gloves. Baby glove. This fight will be in 12. Hands might be too small. Also, Tank just fought in a 12 3-minute round fight against Froch. Yes, and now he's fighting in 10 3-minute rounds, which isn't too bad. Well done, Jake. Exhibition though, can he win? Yes, he can actually win. It will be overlooked by 3 sanctioned judges. So he can actually still win and knock him out. But here's the trick. It's body punches only. And there's a reason. That's because Tank said, look, this is a bit unfair. I don't want to punch up. I want to punch at my head height. Where does it fall? At Jake Paul's belly. Oof. So apparently we've heard there's no knockdown rules, but aside from that, it's a pretty well-rounded fight. Oh yeah, and there's some drug testing involved. But Jake Paul for the win.
Recent reports indicate that Gervonta Davis has noticeably added size during his training camp, now walking around close to 160 pounds, a significant increase for a fighter who has never competed above the 135-pound lightweight limit. While still below Jake Paul's natural weight, this gain brings him closer to their agreed catch weight for the upcoming exhibition. The added muscle could boost Davis's durability and punching power, potentially making him an even more explosive and unpredictable threat inside the ring.
Yeah. Gervonta Tank Davis, is my prediction that Gervonta Tank Davis is going to weigh in on the night of the fight against Jake Paul, knocking on 160 pounds. Don't be surprised if he's 157 pounds, something like that. You guys see this footage? Look at Tank. Now, if you know what you're looking at, the guy must be around 150 right now, 153, something like that. And you can really tell when he's sideways. When you look at him sideways and see the depth. See, from the front view, you can't really tell. But when he turns sideways, the guy is a wrecking ball. He's literally a baby rhino out there. And I think that is the idea for him to bulk up and be a little powerhouse out there. And I'm all for it. I'm gonna tell you in this video why I think that's the best thing for Tank and why I think he will be knocking on 160 pounds.
Boxing veteran Teddy Atlas recently described Gervonta Tank Davis as one of the most complete fighters in the sport today. According to Atlas, Tank isn't just a knockout artist. He's a thinking fighter who combines explosive power with sharp counterpunching, precise distance control, and strategic patience. He highlighted how Davis sets clever traps, reads opponents effortlessly, and never rushes his work inside the ring. In Atlas's eyes, this mix of brains and brutality makes Davis the most well-rounded lightweight capable of exposing someone like Jake Paul, whose skills are still evolving despite his rapid progress and growing confidence.
The only other time he was in for the fans to get mad with that was against Fury's, Tommy Fury, but it wasn't that level, obviously, and all the size things you just rightfully pointed out. But he would have been in there with, I mean, it seemed crazy. You're going to go in there with a guy who was a two-time heavyweight champ and a gold medalist? Wow. Even though the guy's, at a twilight part of his career, still.
And you've given a lot of credit and props to Jake Paul on this show of helping get more eyeballs to the sport, but the way he takes it serious and goes about his approach and his work to this craft, that he does take it seriously. With that being said, when he announces Tank Davis, I'm getting tired of these gimmick fights and him loading the deck up. Whether it was Chavez Jr. or an old Mike Tyson, or we could go on and on with some of the UFC guys and the great Anderson Silva at 46 years of age. Tank Davis, great fighter, current fighter, world champion. We know how good he is. Been a top 10 pound-for-pound guy for you for the last few years now. But he's 5'5" and 135 pounds. This sounds like it would be a 195-pound fight, an exhibition. Wouldn't count on their records. Not a whole lot of other details other than it will be in November, and it sounds like in Atlanta. But I've said enough. I just want to hear your take. What do you make of this news with Jake Paul and Tank Davis?
But, and I'm smiling a little bit. But, back in the day, I loved the 1800s, 1700s, my friend out there, 1700s, whatever. But I loved the old-time fighters. They were catchweights. And there was guys like Sam Langford. I know Sam Langford shouldn't even be compared with this because...
Despite Gervonta Davis's improved physique and elite skill set, former super middleweight champion Carl Froch has issued a stern warning. Froch believes Jake Paul's size and raw, unconventional power could create real problems for Davis, who isn't used to taking punches from someone that heavy. His comments echo a growing concern across the boxing world, that this matchup feels less like a fair contest and more like a risky spectacle, where entertainment might be prioritized over safety and true competition.
Just here at Los Naranjos in Viva, España, and I found out that Gervonta Davis is now fighting Jake Paul. So Jake Paul was supposed to be fighting AJ. Eddie Hearn announced 99% done, which we've just spoke about. What next for AJ? Potentially Jake Paul. But it now looks like that Jake Paul is fighting one of Anthony Joshua's legs. He's fighting Gervonta Davis, somebody who's a quarter of his size. I don't even know what's going on. Has Eddie Hearn been played? Let me know what you think. But the AJ fight with Jake Paul's finished. Gervonta Davis, fake Paul, November. I don't know what's going on in the world of boxing. This is an absolute joke. What next for AJ? We'll get into this, and there's so many questions I want to get into in the next episode, but I hope you enjoyed this one. And yeah, just thought I'd give you a quick update because the news has just come in, and I'm just trying to relax and play a bit of golf, and I can't. I've got to get it off my chest. I'm going to add it to this video. Hope you enjoy it. Don't forget, if you haven't already, hit like, share, and subscribe to the best channel in the business, Froch on Fighting, and we'll see you very soon.
Carl Froch has voiced serious concern over the upcoming Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis exhibition, warning that the estimated 65-pound weight difference poses genuine safety risks. Froch emphasized that even in a non-professional setting, such a wide physical gap could lead to dangerous consequences once the punches start landing.
My name was mentioned at his press conference and he shit himself, and the fight was just absolutely fucking diabolical. Again, I've said before, he's not a professional boxer, he never will be, and he proved time and time again that he's not a professional fighter. So, Jake Paul, go on, piss off.
I mean, I don't really take Jake Paul that serious. He can't really box. He can have a little fight, he can have a swing. He swings away, stands up straight, and he throws punches, but it's not professional boxing. Because when I watch him box, it's just so much wrong. It's just, everything's wrong. It's so bad. He's got leaky defence. He telegraphs his punches. Like, you put him in with someone his own size, it was a professional, and it's a mismatch. And you'll see that if he ends up fighting somebody. Tommy Fury, bless him, he's a pro boxer, but he's inexperienced. He's got no amateur pedigree. He's a raw novice, or maybe just above the raw novice. I was saying earlier, where would I put him in terms of levels? He'd do well to win a British title. is at that sort of level. And then from British title to world level, it's like different worlds. It's like totally different. It's like a different sport.
Following Jake Paul's dominant performance against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., boxing analysts have reignited the debate over whether he's ready to compete with legitimate top 15 or top 20 ranked fighters. While Emiliano Vargas has offered his thoughts on whether Paul has earned such opportunities, the wider boxing world remains skeptical. Promoter Eddie Hearn noted that Paul's progress is undeniable and that a potential WBC ranking could be in his future, but emphasized that numerous seasoned fighters are still far more deserving of those positions. This ongoing discussion highlights the growing divide between Paul's star power and the question of whether his past opposition truly measures his readiness for elite-level competition.
I just think Chavez didn't get started. That's the only thing. I mean, you can't win.
I want to be world champion. Zerno looks slow as shit tonight.
You can't win if you don't throw, you know? So it was kind of like the Ryan Garcia Rollies thing. You know, Rollies didn't, I mean, Ryan really didn't get started, so, you know.
What'd you think about how Jake looked and then fought?
Hey, you know what?
You're very tough.
If he sucked ass, he sucked ass, but he actually looks pretty good. There's people who walk into the gym, you can tell right away if they can box or not. So he can box, he's selling out, you know, obviously this arena, and the only thing I can do is take a page out of his book and, you know, put it towards my showmanship. So,
You think he's ready for someone like top 15, top 20?
I mean, look, you know, he knows who to fight. Obviously, he's, you know, growing in his career. If he really wants to make a career, I wish him nothing but the best. But I just think that, you know, it's going to be a little longer until then.
Thank you, Emmy. Appreciate it. Oh, give us an update about you. You got a date coming up.
July 26th, Madison Square Garden. I'm ripped up. I'm ready to go. Ran with Manny Pacquiao yesterday. And, you know, 15-0 on the way. Let's go, baby.
Thank you, Emmy. Appreciate it, man.
My brother, appreciate it.
Meanwhile, several veteran fighters and boxing traditionalists have pushed back hard against the notion of Jake Paul receiving a WBC ranking, arguing it could undermine the integrity of the sport. Among the loudest critics is Derek Chisora, who insists that legitimate boxers earn their place through years of dedication, tough fights, and proven victories. From his perspective, giving Paul a ranking based on popularity or promotional value rather than merit is a disservice to the fighters who've sacrificed everything to climb the ladder the right way.
The WBC have said they're going to give a cruiserweight ranking to the winner of this fight. Do you think they deserve one?
No, I don't think so. I don't know why. It's hard enough for real athletes, for real boxers to get those rankings, and then suddenly this Solomon Sousa decides to give double ranking because he's getting some greens in his, you know, in his back pocket. No, that is disgrace to boxing.
Sports commentator Stephen A. Smith recently highlighted the staggering difference in size and pedigree between Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. Smith noted that while Jake typically walks around above 200 pounds, Davis competes as a lightweight champion, creating an enormous gap that hasn't gone unnoticed by fans or analysts. He questioned whether promoting such uneven, high-profile matchups ultimately helps or harms the sport, warning that boxing could risk being seen more as spectacle than sport if entertainment continues to outweigh real competition.
By the hype at this particular moment in time. Now, I'll give Jake Paul credit for this. At least he's in the ring with a boxer. But 57 years old is 57 years old. And 57 years old and formally walking into a UFC fight as an audience member, as a patron with a cane, it's hard to believe a year later that you're going to be in any condition to really, really fight. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't know. And if you're Jake Paul, here's what I want to say to you. It's Mike Tyson, that's fine. It's a money fight, I get you, and you want to make money. But at some point in time, if you keep telling us that you're taking boxing seriously and you want to be recognized as a big-time boxer / fighter, you're going to have to fight somebody closer to your age, who is a contender at the very least in the sport and who lives with it every single day. Could you please get in the ring with somebody pretty please with sugar on top? I'm interested.
Smith also weighed in after the controversial majority draw between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach earlier this year. He emphasized the importance of Davis's proven track record and dismissed the idea that the criticism was justified. According to Smith, Davis showed the mindset of a true champion, maintaining composure through controversy and immediately pushing for a rematch. That decision, Smith argued, reflected a fighter's confidence in his own greatness and a desire to reassert his dominance at the sport's highest level.
Gervonta Davis might be every bit as box office as Maverick himself. As exciting, as electric, because this dude performs every time out, y'all. Wherever Davis goes, wherever he fights, fans justifiably follow. He's that special. And Davis is without a doubt one of the top 5 pound-for-pound fighters in the world right now. Don't you even doubt it.
Smith didn't hold back when discussing the matchup, insisting that a seasoned world champion like Davis stepping in against a far less experienced opponent could tarnish his legacy. He argued that the fight sits well below Tank's competitive level, even going as far as to say Davis should feel embarrassed by the matchup. Smith also took aim at the growing trend of mismatched exhibition bouts, including Paul's previous event with Mike Tyson. He described the situation as disappointing and frustrating, stressing that if Jake Paul truly wants respect as a boxer, he must start facing real, active fighters, not aging legends or non-professionals.
Jake Paul is a professional. At some point in time, I don't give a damn if it's a light heavyweight. Better be Bivol, a super middleweight, Canelo, Mexican Monster, David Benavidez, somebody that actually has a reputation. The time has come for Jake Paul to step into the ring with a cat who actually boxes for a living and give us that fight. I appreciate the fact of him promoting. I appreciate him having the cachet as a former YouTuber turned boxer. I like Jake Paul. I respect Jake Paul. I'm just saying, because I like him and because I respect him, I want to see him in the ring. And I don't want to hear, I know his numbers are better, but then he gonna say, I don't need Canelo, Canelo needs me. Well, wait a minute. It ain't just about popularity, bruh.
Meanwhile, Calvin Ford, Gervonta Davis's longtime trainer and mentor, shared a powerful statement about his fighter's potential. Speaking with Stephen A. Smith, Ford boldly claimed that the only man capable of defeating Tank Davis is Tank himself. According to him, no opponent has yet managed to push Davis to his absolute limits. Ford added that the world still hasn't seen the full extent of Tank's skill and dominance, and that his focus in training remains on unlocking that untapped level of greatness inside his fighter.
Who do you want to see? You, as a guy that's in his trainer, that's like a father figure to him, you're training him all the time, you know him, both y'all from the streets of Baltimore the whole bit. Who do you want to see Tank fight now?
I want him to get all of them that ran their mouth.
Give me the names. I need names, Calvin. I need names.
You already know. We went down to, we working on the big 4. It was Garcia, that's the first one. Roma, I hope we get him soon. Shakur, he's going to get it. He know he's going to get it. It's just Bob is in charge of that. You know what I'm saying? Bob know what he's doing over there. You can't tell Bob how to run his game because he's like a vet at this. He's been doing it for so many years. That's going to happen. All the fights that we'll want, they have no choice. They're going to take the fight when it's time to take the fight. It's just right now, who's going to take the fight? That's the question.
Shakur Stevenson didn't mince his words when asked about the rumored matchup between Gervonta, Tank Davis, and Jake Paul. He blasted the idea, calling it a mistake that disrespects the sport, especially given the clear size gap between the two. Stevenson argued that Tank should focus on fighting legitimate contenders, not social media celebrities, and even hinted that a true unification fight between elite boxers would be far more meaningful. According to Stevenson, Davis could earn both more money and more respect by facing a top-tier opponent, a fight that actually adds to his legacy rather than turning boxing into a sideshow.
Maybe he'll fight Jake Paul instead. What do you think of that?
I think that's terrible.
Why?
I mean, I get it, because at the end of the day, it's the money business, and you want to make the most money, but from what I'm hearing, he can make more money in a fight with me, and if that's the case, why not fight me?
Sure. Do you think he beats Jake Paul?
Do I think he beats Jake? Yeah. I mean,
it's a huge size advantage, though.
It is, but I think Tank got the skills to make sure he come out on top.
Do you think that Jake has gone better?
Yeah, I think actually Jake got tremendously better from the time frame that he started till now. And in the right situation, I also could see him become a world champion.
Joe Budden believes Gervonta Tank Davis's decision to accept the Jake Paul fight is completely logical from a financial standpoint. He views it as a sharp business move, the kind of play that makes sense in today's era of entertainment-driven boxing. Budden argues that if a fighter has the opportunity to cash in while staying relevant, there's no reason not to. After all, boxing has always balanced sport and business, and Tank is simply mastering both. Budden also pointed out an interesting twist after noticing Lamont Roach's Instagram post, where Roach hinted there might have been a rematch clause in Jake Paul's previous contract. According to Budden, Netflix could have paid a hefty sum to remove that clause, clearing the path for the massive Paul versus Davis fight, rumored to be worth around $100 million. If Roach's claim is true, Budden suggests it means Roach fought for little more than pride. Now, with the stage set, Jake Paul faces his toughest test yet. If he wants to survive, he'll need to take Mike Tyson's warning seriously, fight like his life depends on it. And for Davis, it's a journey into unfamiliar territory, testing whether skill and heart can truly overcome a major size disadvantage.
Quite surprised because it sounded like Jake Paul and Joshua was getting closer and closer for January. However, there have been rumours of Gervonta Davis versus Jake Paul in the past. I think with Gervonta Davis's kind of legal problems in the last month or so and rumours about his retirement, I don't think it's a massive shock that he is taking this Jake Paul fight if it is going to go ahead, purely for the reason that it's a lot of money for maybe not the most difficult job that he's going to have in his career. So it's a strange one, but yeah, it's just another kind of day in the sport, really, isn't it?
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time for more updates and analysis on the world of boxing.